You want to talk about the Swiss franc? Good. Because that little smug piece of a currency is one hell of a beast to understand. And if you're trading it blindly thinking you cracked some magical Forex Da Vinci code, you're not just wrong, you're violently delusional. But hey, welcome to TRAXING, the channel that won't kiss your clueless trading ego. Oh, and don't subscribe. Seriously, why would you want to torture yourself with brutal truth and actual market insight instead of watching TikToks on how to get rich in 10 minutes using RSI and moon energy? Huh? Yeah, thought so. Now, Swiss franc, let's say it slowly. SWISFRI. Sounds elegant, doesn't it? Too bad it's more of a snake in a suit than a saint in the market. You see that thing move and you think, wow, safe haven, strong currency must be reliable. Oh yeah? Then why the hell did your trade just reverse like it was dodging a drunk driver? Let's assume you actually want to understand what's going on. Let's imagine, just for a second, that you're not one of those empty-headed price-action-only traders who worship candlesticks like they're holy relics. Let's actually think. The Swiss franc is a safe haven currency, yes, but for the love of all that's trading, do you even understand what safe haven means? It's not some Harry Potter invisibility cloak you throw on your portfolio when you're scared. It means that during times of global panic, risk-off sentiment takes over, and investors go running like little children to currencies that won't implode. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, US dollar, yeah, those are the usual suspects. But here's the kicker. The Swiss franc doesn't just move on fear. It moves on strategy, national strategy. And if you don't understand what the Swiss National Bank is doing, you're not trading the Swiss franc. You're just feeding it pips like some pathetic human ATM. Let me be clear. The Swiss National Bank doesn't give a single damn about your indicators or your Fibonacci retracements. They've intervened in the currency markets before, and they'll do it again. They've pegged, unpegged, manipulated, and smiled politely through the whole thing like a banker in a James Bond movie. They're not playing checkers while you're playing chess. No. You're playing Jenga with wet spaghetti noodles while they're playing 4D chess, blindfolded with one hand tied behind their back, and still winning. You want to trade Swiss franc? Ask yourself, is the world in risk-off mode? Is there geopolitical panic, market instability, global recession jitters? Because guess what? When investors are crying into their spreadsheets and CEOs are firing employees over Zoom, the Swiss franc starts flexing, but not in an obvious way. Oh no, it doesn't strut like the US dollar or scream like Bitcoin. It glides, like a ghost with an MBA. You won't even see it coming unless your macroeconomic brain cells are actually turned on. Oh, and here's another little piece of magic. The Swiss franc moves with commodities, but not all commodities. Watch gold. Watch oil. Think of the Swiss franc as that snobby rich guy at the party who only talks to people holding gold bars and crude contracts. Commodities up, Swiss franc might move. Commodities down, maybe it retreats. But it's not a puppet. It reacts based on deeper sentiment. So don't you dare draw a stupid line between oil and Swiss franc and call it correlation. That's not strategy. That's astrological guessing for finance bros. Now, here's the part that really fries my nerves. People who look at the Swiss franc and completely ignore the Swiss National Bank's policies. What's wrong with you? You're out here acting like you can understand a language without listening to the speaker. The SNB has a mandate to fight inflation, protect exports, and keep the Swiss economy from choking on its own strength. They want a stable currency. But stability doesn't mean stillness. The Swiss franc has danced, dipped, and detonated entire accounts before, especially if you remember the frankage done when they removed the peg in 2015. People lost homes, lives were changed. And you want to open a buy just because RSI touched 30? Are you even serious? Let's assume you're at least trying to do this right. You're reading fundamentals. Great, but if you're not checking central bank statements, not looking at trade balances, not watching the SNB's inflation expectations and comparing them to the ECB, then you're just collecting data to feel smart. It's intellectual cosplay. Trading isn't guessing with decorations. The Swiss franc trades on policy nuance, not YouTube thumbnails. And let's not forget Switzerland's economy is export-heavy. That means a strong Swiss franc hurts their competitiveness. So what does the SNB do? They intervene, they manipulate, And they lie about it with a straight face. Oh, we're not targeting levels. Sure. And I'm not calling out fake traders. So if you're long Swiss franc when the SNB decides it's too strong, you better hope you enjoy watching red candles eat your equity faster than your broker eats your spread. So go ahead. Try your little technical patterns. Try your harmonics and butterflies and whatever nonsense makes you feel like a wizard. But when the Swiss franc wipes out your position in 0.5 seconds because oil dropped, Ukraine sneezed, or the SNB blinked, you'll come running back to this voice, won't you? Huh? You'll think, damn, maybe I should have listened. But of course, don't subscribe. TRAXING is just here to ruin your day with truth and facts you're too emotionally fragile to hear. Here's the real temptation. Once you actually understand how this currency moves, its links to global fear, its flirtation with gold and oil, its Swiss clock-like central bank, you can ride trends others don't even see forming. You become the predator while the rest are prey. You watch traders scream while you smile. The Swiss franc doesn't reward the ignorant. It punishes them, and brutally. But if you respect it, really respect it, you'll see moves that make your jaw drop. You'll see potential that makes other currency pairs look like kids with monopoly money. But again, this isn't for everyone. Most of you will ignore all of this. Most of you will go back to looking for a magic indicator that prints money while you sleep. You'll ignore macro, skip policy meetings, and click buy based on a moving average crossover. And then you'll lose. Again and again. Until your trading account is nothing more than a dusty screenshot from 2022 and a sad I used to trade Forex story. Don't subscribe. You don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear that the Swiss franc is a professional level asset, that it requires real research, real attention, real macro awareness. You want easy. You want predictable. You want lies. And this channel doesn't do lies. But for those of you still here, those of you whose brains haven't turned to mush, guess what? You just gotta level up. You now know more than 90% of traders out there playing with Swiss franc trades like toddlers with grenades. You have a reason to dig deeper, to actually respect this market, to not be the joke at the broker's Christmas party. So what now? Are you mad, confused, tempted? Hopefully all of the above, because this was designed to slap you awake. The sarcasm, the rough language, deliberate. You think being polite wakes people up? No. People remember the shock. And if that shock makes you even 1% more prepared to trade the Swiss franc like a pro, then mission accomplished. But go ahead. Don't subscribe. No one needs a voice screaming the truth in a black video on a trading channel called TRAXING, right? Keep scrolling, keep pretending, or take this seriously. Your account depends on it. Ready to rethink everything you thought you knew? Good. Now get to work.